You wrote an article about why Kevin Stefanski has been good for Sanders. Take us through that and kind of your thoughts there.
So Shedeur Sanders has come with all kinds of noise throughout the process, and I think part of the reason Kevin Stefanski has been good for Shedeur Sanders is because he is willing to ignore it. Whether it's First Take or any other number of pundits who are willing to just absolutely throw the worst kinds of accusations at Kevin Stefanski, he ignores it, and I think that's valuable for Shedeur Sanders because he doesn't treat him special in the way of treating him like a celebrity. He treats him like a player. And I do think that him sort of not, he doesn't stifle Sanders, the personality. Like he's never asked Shedeur Sanders to be anyone else. I also think that has value. So, like, I think there are a number of coaches in this league, given the way that Shedeur Sanders is handled, which is sort of similar to Tim Tebow, even though it's different people and different fervor, who would just flat cut him because it's not worth the amount of frustration you get with that. And for reasons that I think are a credit to Stefanski, even though people use it to sort of criticize him, his being on message, his not being flappable, are benefits. I think they create an environment where Shedeur Sanders can just be focused on football and focused on trying to be the best quarterback he could be. Further, I think it's validated that the Browns were smart to wait with Shedeur Sanders. Like he's talented, he can throw the ball, he's really gifted in that area of the game, but there's a lot he has to work on. And I think we've seen that this has been a reasonable wait for him to get on the field because he's had a lot to work on. But having said that, whether it's the Hungry Dogs thing where they have an extra session of practice afterwards where he can just go through with the other rookies, I think that was beneficial, running their offense as opposed to just running scout teams. Kevin Stefanski taking his own time to sort of work with Shedeur Sanders. He doesn't treat him like just another fifth round pick, even though the suggestion from people is that he's actively sabotaging him. They organized OTAs and early parts of camp to get both rookies more reps. I think they've gone out of their way to try to do everything right by Sanders. And I'm not sure that every team would do that. I also don't know that, like, for if you're one of the people who's sitting there going, I hope the Browns fire Kevin Stefanski and get Shedeur a real coach. I don't know how many coaches are going to come in and be willing to put up with this, and it may just flat out cut him. And that's not because Shedeur's a problem. I don't think Shedeur is doing anything to bring this into the building, but it is a palpable tone that's coming out from this, and you can see it from fans who are dealing with it. From random people are coming this. I've seen local media members getting into it with national media members over the way that this kid's being handled. We're talking about game balls. We're talking about fussing over first team reps and having former Browns quarterbacks come out and sort of try to validate that the Browns are handling this like pretty normally. And yet, for all these things, like Shedeur Sanders gets to be the quarterback he is, he gets to function exactly as who he is. I think all those things are actually good for him. Whether or not you believe that Kevin Stefanski made the right call with Dillon Gabriel or not, I think he can be both wrong about Dillon Gabriel as an evaluation or whatever and still do right by Sanders. And ultimately, I think Sanders is going to sort of be better served having gone through this season with Kevin Stefanski as his head coach.